Bienvenido. It is such a pleasure to have you here today, starting off your semester with me. My name is Professor Bridget Beeline. I'm a professor of foreign languages. I'm also the foreign language coordinator here at Niagara County Community College. Some really important information, contact information here on the screen. My email is brbeeline@niagaracc.suny.edu. So just keep in mind, I have a lot of vowels in my last name, so it can get a little bit tricky. And also, this is really important because this tends to happen more often than not. Make sure you have the BR. If you just do Beeline, it gets sent to my brother, who also works here, and then he resends these emails back to me. And he also sometimes ends up knowing what's going on. So it's best if you know the correct email. So my office is E237. My office hours are Monday 1 to 2 virtual or in person. I'm on campus on Monday, Wednesday doing hybrid classes. Tuesday, Thursday by appointment. I'm pretty flexible. So as long as you get a hold of me by email, we can set something up. I also have no problems meeting with Zoom or doing any of those things. So just let me know what works best for you. So, like I said, I'm really excited about this semester. I love sharing my passion for foreign languages. I started studying Spanish when I was in middle school, high school, and I had a really profound experience when I traveled to Mexico when I was a junior and did a homestay with a family. And it just really shifted my perception about my place in this world, and realized as well that I really do well when I'm learning outside of the classroom, doing experiential learning. And so this just really inspired me to continue learning Spanish. I couldn't believe how much I learned in 2 weeks compared to all the years in the classrooms I'd been. So that really influenced me also to keep traveling. So through my exploration of languages, starting with Spanish, I've been to all of these countries, and many of them back to numerous times. I then went on to learn French. I can speak conversational Italian, and I can get by speaking a little bit of Dutch as well. So it's really taking me to places that I never dreamed I'd go to, and I think that's what's so amazing about a foreign language, is that you just open this door to new experiences and new ways of living, and new ways to being able to express yourself, which is just truly, truly amazing. And so I do a lot of cultural stuff in my class, so I'm looking forward to sharing that with you, because I always find if you're struggling in a language, which you will, because it's just part of the process, doing the cultural stuff keeps you inspired to try to keep with it, and just remember, you have a long goal in mind. You're not going to be fluent in Spanish or French in 15 weeks. It takes a little bit of time. And so a lot of what inspired me with travel and language is that I became a teacher right when I graduated from Michigan State. And what I would do, because I had 10 weeks in the summer, I would find places to employ me, and so that I could go explore the world, and someone could fund me to do it, because I always found that to be the most challenging part, is funding your trip. And so I found all these programs that had summer abroad programs for students. And so I started looking at the employee section, and they needed trip leaders for these programs. And so I worked for this company called Broadreach for quite a few summers. And what we would do, it would be Spanish service learning or French service learning. And we would go and spend maybe a week in the Andes, hiking in the Andes. Then we go into villages and that don't have access to healthcare or education, and do service campaigns. I've spent a couple of weeks in the Amazon jungle. I've spent a summer in Nicaragua and Costa Rica. So these impacts, these experiences have really impacted my viewpoint. And again, like I said, my place in this world. It's super inspiring to see all the different ways of life. And the ideas of living, and I come from a really small town, so to be able to go see how other people live in this world is absolutely spectacular. And also, you can take some of these ideas home with you. We live in a really intense society that promotes work most of the time. And most of the countries that I've traveled to and spent time within, there's a more social vibe, more about quality of life and enjoying it, not so much working all the time. And so I love this part, and we're going to get into lots of those cultural discussions throughout the course as well. And so there's so many opportunities out there. If you really want to travel and you want to explore the world, if you find the resource, you will find the way, I promise you. And if you ever have any questions about these things as well, please feel free to contact me. So we'll be covering lots of things this semester. And because travel has been such a huge part in inspiring me to learn languages, we're going to cover a lot of culture. But like I said, I really think that helps in understanding a language. You really can't learn a language without understanding the culture. And that means talking about their traditions. That means talking about the type of food they eat. And this is one of the reasons I love teaching foreign language so much. There's just so many different avenues that you can explore to learn a new language and to learn a new culture. And so we have lots of opportunities to discuss things. One of my favorite places is Cuba. I look forward to the opportunity to go there again. I'm not sure when that's going to happen. I had a special visa to visit there, and just really blew my mind about what you are told, and then going to see something with your own eyes, right? And getting your own opinions and seeing something for what it is. And I will say this, I tend to have a more optimistic viewpoint on life, so I have more positive experiences. So also take my point of view with a grain of salt, right? Because I have a different outlook, so that's going to affect how I look at my experiences that I have as well. And so one of the things that's really inspired me in foreign languages is just service work. When I started to major in Spanish, I never knew that it would open a door to learning more languages, but mostly I'd never had an idea of how service work would come to play in my life through foreign languages. Plenty of the Spanish-speaking countries are underprivileged and a lot of times developing countries. And so there are a lot of resources that they are lacking. And these experiences have really developed my mindset and changed about how I feel about my place in this world. And so this is something that I love to share with my students, to give you guys a different view of what else is out there, stepping outside of that bubble and, facing those fears and trying something new. These are all incredible things that come along with learning a foreign language and doing service work. And for the past couple of years, I've actually taken students to Peru, where we go into villages that don't have access to education or healthcare, and we do service work. We also do homestays. We do a visit to Machu Picchu. And for me, one of the most rewarding parts is to be walking side by side with my students as they discover this incredible world and see their place in it. And so I'm hoping to offer another course abroad soon. So if you're interested in that, please contact me and I'll put you on the list. And so it really, for me, it has made my job not feel like a job. This is something I love to do. And so one of the reasons I love teaching is that I can share it with you. So I really look forward to doing that. So just a couple little things you can get started right away in your class. We use First Day Access McGraw-Hill Experience Spanish. And so you're going to have access to all the materials that you need right away. And so if you go to Learning Modules and you open up the Icebreaker module, you're going to see a link that says Register for Connect here and start coursework. Click right on that link and you can, start whatever you want to start right away. And so this is something that you've already purchased. You don't need to worry about it. If you have any questions, please contact me and we'll get everything straightened away. So just to have a general idea of how the course is set up, when it comes to a foreign language, I'm a believer in that growth mindset, right? That you're not always going to be perfect the first time. Learning a language takes a long time and a lot of patience and a lot of practice. And so your Connect quizzes are 60%. So that's like the bulk of your grade, which is, the majority of the hard work. And I let you take the quiz up to 3 times. And so if you do not pass it the first time, you have a chance to do it the second time. And I always take the highest score. And so I'm doing this. So for repetition, that's one of the best ways to learn is through repetition. So your quizzes will count for 60% and you get to take them up to 3 times. Celebration of knowledge. These are exams. I use the word celebration of knowledge because it kind of takes the edge off of it. We have anywhere from 2 to 4, depending on how things are going. I'd like to get a vibe for the class, see how it's going. Those are worth 15%. So usually it tends to be 5% per exam, and I will keep you posted on that and how it's going. So if you're not a good test taker, it's not going to kill you, right? So as long as you're doing your Connect quizzes, you're going to do just fine in class, and just, know that there's some breathing room for you if you're not a good test taker. There is a final exam that's cumulative, so it's everything that we go over through the entire semester. And then we have participation and discussion. So it's really important that you write your opinion in the discussions. We do a lot of cultural topics, and it's really important that you respond back to 2 people. And this is worth 15% of your grade. And actually, I don't think it's the hardest part. So the 2 things that you have to do to really do well in this class are the top and the bottom. And those things are feasible. So hopefully this makes you feel a little bit better about taking the course. But I think for me, what's really important that you understand that I'm a really agreeable person and that I am here to assist you. I love teaching. I love my job. And if you need help, you need to let me know. I don't know if you need help or not. And just know that you can come to me, and I am non-judgmental. I'm not making any assumptions about you. I just want to make sure that you can find success in my course. And so these are the 3 things that I suggest that you do is be proactive. So if you do not know something, please email me. I'm not making any judgments about what you don't know, and I'm here to help you. Having a growth mindset is going to help you be successful in my course and help you be successful in life. You can do anything that you put your mind to. Yes, things are challenging, but know that you're not going to be perfect, and that's okay. What can you learn from not being perfect, and then move on from there? And so just constantly being open-minded about this process is really important, and that takes patience as well. A lot of my students might be frustrated that they can't speak fluently after 15 weeks, but that's not really a reality. And so learning a language takes time, patience, and just a lot of repetition. So yes, absolutely you can do it, but it takes patience and time. So I'm so looking forward to an amazing semester with you. Please contact me if you have any questions, if there's anything I can assist you with. Que tenga buen día. Have a great day. Bonne journée.